I was speaking about this with my husband today, and I realized it is the part two of the layers of or stages of awakening, a video that I previously did that you can watch on the channel as well. I'm Anka Lavinia. If you're the first time here, welcome. This is a space of truth. This is a space led by God, by heart, by integrity and authenticity. And if you're looking for below the surface spirituality, if you're looking to break free, to liberate yourself, to live a sovereign life in connection with your soul, this is the space. So I was reflecting on the endless healing loop. This is a good theme for this one. And the endless healing loop is happening as trap, I would say, in the second stage of awakening, the one where we deepen our inner work, where you go deeper into our shadows, where we really stand facing the truth, facing those things that are uncomfortable, dealing with our emotions, dealing with the inner parts that are wounded, doing a deeper work generationally, inner child, family wise, and all the ways possible. This is the stage where, for me, for example, shamanism appeared into the picture. Is the stage where I went and even built my own shamanic drum in a retreat, multiple day retreat. It is the stage where I dove deeper into my womb healing practices. I strengthened my relation with Mary Magdalene. I came closer and closer to my inner world without seeking the high states anymore. The first stage, as you might already know, is the one where everything's love and light, and you seek just the high states, just the positive thinking, just feeling well. And there's a lot of that in the New Age communities, in the spiritual communities. And then we go into the second layer of it. Of course, take it with a grain of salt, and from my point of view, never take things to extremes. It's not like this is from here to here and this is from here to here and nothing else is going on. Because from my experience, it is a little bit of a blend between these layers and stages. It's not that we never go back to working with our inner parts, or we never do inner child work, or we never do some emotional work anymore. It's not about that. It's about the bigger picture, a different experience, a different layer of consciousness that you access. So let me get back to what I was saying. The endless healing loop can appear in the stage where we find so much that seemingly is not healed or is wrong with us, or I know for myself that there were multiple moments in this journey where I felt like I'm not healed enough, not spiritual enough, not good enough, not wise enough, not having enough faith, not having a good relationship with myself or with God. There was always something for me to nitpick, and there was more digging up, more and more digging up for broken things with me, something that was not wrong, that was not enough, something that was still broken. More and more digging for where is this coming from? How is it that I'm still having this issue? Why I'm not healed? So on and so forth. And I notice this, and I'm witnessing this in a lot of other people as well. And when I accessed, because I can't use another word, when I accessed some new information, like a new door opened within my consciousness, and I was able to see more, then I was slowly becoming aware that it is not all about me. I'm not guilty. I'm not broken. There's stuff going on that is beyond my own personal relationship with myself, with my inner child, with my mom, my dad, so on and so forth. There's more than that. And that layer is the layer when I became aware of the existence. Not even that, because I was aware of the existence of the occult. I was aware of the existence of beings that are manipulating this reality and that engineer this reality. But it's one thing to be aware that those things exist, and it's another thing to tie them, to put the dots together, pieces of the puzzle together, so that it makes sense and is relevant for your own experience, for your own life. So for me, that began to make a lot of sense and helped me when I became more and more aware about the lunar matrix and how that enslaved my womb, and how I was feeding this dark demonic entity, the dark mother, the dark alien mother, with my energy, with my womb, through the rituals and ceremonies that I were doing. And everything was unconscious. I had no idea, of course, until I came across this. And it really shook me, and it created like this wave inside of me that kind of crumbled everything for me at that moment. And then I became more and more aware of the layers that are false, inorganic. I became more aware and did work around strongholds, curses, binds, spells, implants. And then I was even more aware and was able to see how all of that was influencing me, and how anger that was trapped inside of me for years, no matter what I did, was not going away, now dissipated or disappeared even. Those very often moments in my life where I thought that I'm to blame, where I thought that I'm not enough, where I was criticizing myself and I was like guilt tripping myself, that began to shift in a big way when I began to actually clear all these inorganic programs, layers, exit those realities and timelines that are actually inversions and distortions. So what I want to say in another way is that this next level is when you become aware that there's more influencing you, and it is influencing you since you were born, and before that it is also generational, and that no matter how much healing you do on yourself, some things will not be cleared or healed until you realize, oh my God, this is interference, this is demonic, this is inorganic, this is a paradigm or a loop that I'm feeding and feeding and feeding. So I want to exit that. When you realize that your mind and your mental is hijacked, and you were made and conditioned to believe that what is distortion is real and what is real is distortion. It's an entire soup of things and understandings and revelations and clearings, and the benefit, let's say, because until now I am aware that it might sound a bit doom and gloom, but the benefit and the wonderful thing with this is that you begin to actually remember yourself in a bigger way than ever before. You get closer to God than ever before, and you reconnect with God. You really begin to reconnect with your soul and who you truly really are. You begin to shift your focus from endless healing on the premises that you're broken, to a new found self identity, a new identity where I begin to feel that I'm not broken. I've always been whole. I'm whole in the eyes of God. I'm His holy daughter. There's nothing to be fixed because I'm not broken. It's just things that I'm becoming aware of. I was even giving this visual to my husband today, and it was like seeing a human figure that is almost like chained by belts. Imagine like belts from toes to head, belts, keeping you like this. And every moment of awareness and clearing and new action and new decision. Every level of your awakening, every step you take is a belt that is being like loosened up, and you become freer and freer and freer to actually express yourself aligned with your truth, with who you truly are, with your real identity, and not from programming and distortions and interferences and that are translated in fear, guilt, shame, illness, all of that. The big shift from healing loops that I was kept in is that I no longer think that I need to always dig for something that is wrong with me, but instead I'm focusing more on building, living my life, focusing more on being grateful, on joy, on aligning myself more with my mission, leading myself from this inner space that is authentic and pure and God-led. I'm more and more at peace with who I am and the inner parts that make me me. And instead of like judging all those inner parts or judging myself for not being enough, I now see that and understand deeply that I have my own unique path, that I am where I am and that's perfect, that I am going through my own journey in my own way, that no general recipe or cookie cutter method applies. I'm feeling more and more empowered and trusting my truth, my voice, my expression, my journey, my decisions, where, in the previous layer or stage or years, I was doubting myself, constantly doubting myself. And those are also demonic interferences. So passionate about this subject. I was even telling my husband that we should record our conversations, because it always like flows and flows and flows, and I don't even know like what I'm saying most of the time, and it's so awesome and so deep and so moving. And because I was in that flow after the conversation with him, it popped into my head like, let's record this, because it is valuable and it can be a great contribution for you, the one watching, and for your own journey. The endless healing loop ends when you begin to remember your true self, your true identity, that you are a soul, that you are spirit, that you're part of God, that you are whole. And when you begin to have more and more discernment and maturity and are able to see, this is interference, this is not mine, now I'm being again sucked into that pattern, I'm refusing to believe the lie. I'm refusing to believe that that's the reality. I am sovereign. I decide. No matter how absurd or illogical it may look or seem for others, I know that I'm soul-led. I know who I am in my heart, and I choose to believe in myself, in the reality that I want, in my higher vision, in how I'm led by spirit. It is possible that there are other, and not possible, I'm sure that there are other layers, because I was contemplating, for example, the layer of oneness and transcending duality, and this is just adjacent to what I said. We are speaking about oneness and we are speaking about transcending duality, but we are not yet living that in an embodied, integrated way. We're just aware of it. We're not at that stage. We're just becoming aware of the shadows in the world. We're just becoming aware, generally speaking, of the shadows within us. We're just taking steps into like the second layer of awakening, and some of us into the third one, the one that I mentioned, where you remember who you are and why you're here, beyond the ego, beyond the conditioning. You like burst the bubble of the illusion. You are not numb anymore, and you regain your confidence, your joy, your inner peace. You regain access to your true mission, to your expression, to your authentic expression. It is the most beautiful and fulfilling journey, at least for me. And it is fulfilling to also guide others on this journey of remembering. Let me know in the comments if you resonate with anything that I've said, if there's something that really clicks for you. And also, I'm inviting you to take one step further and begin this journey. Truly step into the remembering part of the journey and clearing, liberating yourself, freeing yourself from all of the conditioning and the interference, reconnecting with God and living as a sovereign free woman on this planet. You have a big mission. That's why you're here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for receiving this. And may you receive all the blessings, the support. May you receive all the synchronicities, all that you need on your path to truly stand in who you are as a free, sovereign daughter of God. Shukuela hatakish kirotus anakiela hatakish. Arisiki wonokushu atakar hatikish kiliuruku satana kireti. Es shi anya koros tush kilar hatati. Arokusha nana warahia tia shi kirautu anahata shikila kiana hatakush kurutu. Arya shi kariati si shikurutu anakatas. Elahotua shakira hatakasashi. Hey autu harakaria nekishara walai neyako sharaya oro oroaya. Thank you, God. Blessings to you. See you next time.